Eleanor Roosevelt. A woman is like a tea bag. You can tell how strong she is until you put her in hot water. Remember always that you not only have the right to be an individual, you have an obligation to be one. In all our contacts, it is probably the sense of being really needed and wanted which gives us the greatest satisfaction and creates the most lasting bond. You can never really live anyone else's life, not even your child's. The influence you exert is through your own life and what you've become yourself. When life is too easy for us, we must beware, or we may not be ready to meet the blows, which sooner or later come to everyone, rich or poor. I think that somehow we learn who we really are and then live with that decision. Do what you feel in your heart to be right, for you'll be criticized anyway. You'll be damned if you do, and damned if you don't. In the long run, we shape our lives, and we shape ourselves. The process never ends until we die, and the choices we make are ultimately our own responsibility. Freedom makes a huge requirement of every human being. With freedom comes responsibility. For the person who is unwilling to grow up, the person who does not want to carry his own weight, this is a frightening prospect. I believe that anyone can conquer fear by doing the things he fears to do, provided he keeps doing them until he gets a record of successful experience behind him. One's philosophy is not best expressed in words. It is expressed in the choices one makes, and the choices we make are ultimately our responsibility. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You are able to say to yourself, I lived through this horror. I can take the next thing that comes along. People grow through experience if they meet life honestly and courageously. This is how character is built. Have convictions. Be friendly. Stick to your beliefs as they stick to theirs. Work as hard as they do. Ambition is pitiless. Any merit that it cannot use, it finds despicable. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. You have to accept whatever comes, and the only important thing is that you meet it with courage and with the best that you have to give. One must never, for whatever reason, turn his back on life. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. You must do the things you think you cannot do. What one has to do usually can be done. Never allow a person to tell you no who doesn't have the power to say yes. With the new day comes new strength and new thoughts. When you cease to make a contribution, you begin to die. Work is almost the best way to pull oneself out of the dance. Only a man's character is the real criterion of worth. Old age has deformities enough of its own. It should never add to them the deformity of vice. I cannot believe that war is the best solution. No one won the last war, and no one will win the next war. Justice cannot be for one side alone, but must be for both. When will our consciences grow so tender that we will act to prevent human misery rather than avenge it? Friendship with oneself is all important, because without it, one cannot be friends with anyone else in the world. It isn't enough to talk about peace. One must believe in it. And it isn't enough to believe in it. One must work at it. Anyone who thinks must think of the next war as they would of suicide. Hate and force cannot be in just a part of the world without having an effect on the rest of it. It takes as much energy to wish as it does to plan. A little simplification would be the first step toward rational living, I think. If life were predictable, it would cease to be life and be without flavor. Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people. What you don't do can be a destructive force. I think, at a child's birth, if a mother could ask a fairy godmother to endow it with the most useful gift, that gift should be curiosity. Life must be lived, and curiosity kept alive. Perhaps nature is our best assurance of immortality. The only things one can admire at length are those one admires without knowing why. The giving of love is an education in itself. Understanding is a two-way street. Since you get more joy out of giving joy to others, you should put a good deal of thought into the happiness that you are able to give. We are afraid to care too much, for fear that the other person does not care at all. It is not fair to ask of others what you are not willing to do yourself. Happiness is not a goal, it is a byproduct.